What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gents. Today's video is going to be a video that I've wanted to go over for quite some time, and I keep getting questions about it. The question most of the time is, how do I get a Hellcat, or what did you put down, or how do you afford a Hellcat? They all tie back to the same thing. So today I'm going to go ahead and actually pause for a second. Chapstick application. So today I'm going to go ahead and make that video for you guys and for you young guys out there who are looking at just stepping up to, get a Hellcat, Scat Pack, or any type of car that you're looking at getting into. The steps that obviously this doesn't just apply to Hellcats. I'm going to share a couple of things that I've learned, throughout the years of buying cars. Everything from my little Ford Fusion all the way moving on up. You just every time I buy something, I learn something new, and I just take that with me into the next vehicle purchase. Things that I wish I would have known prior to going into my very first vehicle purchase. So thing number one that I picked up is learning how a trade-in works. Didn't know how it worked. The first time I went to trade in my Fusion onto my very first 5.7 Charger, my 2010, didn't know how trade-in worked. Went in there, it was like, oh, you just trade this car in to get this car. No brainer. I want that car, so I'll just go in there and trade it in. Well, turns out if you're upside down, you're still owning the car. What you own that car goes towards the next vehicle. So if you're upside down, which I was, that money, I don't remember how much it was, the money that you're upside down or you still own that vehicle goes towards the your next vehicle you try to buy. So in my case, I was upside down, so that they were giving me less than what I owed. So they gave me, let's say, 10K for my Ford Fusion, and I owed 13K. I don't know how much it was, but this is just an example. So the extra 3K that's not covered goes onto the next loan. So my $24,000 Charger ended up being $27,000. So you get what I'm saying? So just something I wish I would have known prior to. Now, for my first car, I did a small down payment, and my payments, I think I did like $2,000, and my payments were like 5 something a month for a little old 5.7. And to me, at the time, that was a lot. That was like killing me, bro. I was like, man, I think I messed up here, but I was leaving that damn dealer with a Dodge. I don't care. I wanted a Charger. I've been wanting a Charger for some time. I was actually looking at 300s, but the 300s I was looking at were just a little bit out of my price range. The dealers weren't willing to work with me, so I ended up on the Charger. And I'm actually glad that happened now, because look at me now. Freaking 4 Chargers later, still driving them, still going strong, and finally got the little cat on the side of them. So yeah, so that's thing number one that I wish I would have known, is knowing how a trade-in works. Simple research could have fixed that, but hey, I was young and dumb, so this is just life lessons for you guys out there. Do your research before going in there. Learn how these things work, and if you're not willing to do the research, at least take what you can from this video. So my down payment was small, my payments were high. Now, what I took from that was, next vehicle that I get, Scat Pack. Obviously, I didn't know about a Scat Pack at the time. The only thing there was, just the regular SRT8s. So the thing I took from that was, hey, I want lower payments, so next time I'm gonna do a huge down payment. So we're getting 2 lessons from this, and I'll get into them in a second. Larger down payment equals lower monthly payments, and that's what I was going for, because I didn't want to see $500 a month anymore. I didn't want to see anywhere near 500, so I just put a huge down payment down. I put 17K down on my Scat Pack, and it was, yes, I got my lower monthly payments. My payments were only like $420 something a month. I believe $426, and it was good. I like that. You put down a huge chunk of money, you come out right side up, so you got equity in the vehicle now, and you're right side up for a longer amount of time. The only thing about that is, the more you drive the car, the longer you own it, the more that depreciation is going to fight your equity, and the smaller your equity balance is going to get. So my $17,000 down on my $42,000 car, by the time I went to trade it in, I think the dealer only wanted to give me 24, I believe. If I'm not 27, I think. Yeah, I will go with 27. I think they only give me 27 for it, and I was really hoping for 30 at least, or at least 29. That's what I was hoping. But worst come to worst, I didn't get what I wanted, and I ended up settling for 27.5. And that taught me another lesson right there, is if you're gonna put a huge down payment down, don't don't put a huge down payment down on a vehicle that you're willing to get rid of sometime in the near future. It's just you're just wasting the money that you could have spent elsewhere, and you know that money could have did a lot of good for you. And we'll get into that when we get to this part. The only other reason I can think of, other than if you're keeping the vehicle, that you will put a huge down payment down is if you have high interest. Now, if you have a high interest rate and you don't want to deal with the length of the loan for a long amount of time, then if you don't want to fight that interest for a long amount of time and get a longer loan to get lower payments, you do a huge down payment and hope that your payments and help fight that interest and make your payments go down. That would be the only other reason I would say. But I say if your interest rate is high because your credit is bad, then you probably better off just saving your money, get something a little cheaper that you can, you afford the monthly payments on, that will be less all around. And that's my recommendation. But if you just have to have that vehicle that you want, you need to have it, then my suggestion would be put your huge down payment down and try to pay it off as fast as possible, because that interest is going to kick you in the ass, and interest is just not a fun thing. And it will help your credit repair, but like I said, my recommendation was you save that money, take it, buy something a little cheaper, build up your credit over time, and save that money towards, a different purchase, invest it, do whatever you can, and, get that dream car later down the road after your credit has been repaired, so you're not, just paying all that monthly money towards interest instead of the vehicle that you want, you know what I'm saying? So that would be my recommendation, but yeah, you do what you want. And that's the story with the Scat Pack. It's pretty much what I learned is don't put a down payment if you don't plan on putting the car. That was the lesson I took from the Scat Pack. Now, we're going to step up to the Hellcat. So obviously, some of you have been following the channel for a while. This is my second Hellcat. The first one, didn't make it very long, but we're just gonna lump them into one because I don't feel like going through both of them, and the lessons pretty much apply to both. So the second one, I pretty much went for a straight trade-in with my Hellcat. I wasn't doing a down payment. That wasn't the plan for either one. I wasn't doing a down payment. The plan was to just trade the car in, use that equity to get, whatever little bit of lower my payment, however it would lower it. But I didn't want to do a huge down payment again because I knew that I didn't want to put that type of money on a depreciating asset. Car values are just going to go down over time. There's no point. So I was also in the middle of moving, so I didn't want to do a down payment and then end up needing that money for a house or something later down the road. So I figured, hey, just save it, because you don't know whether you're going to need a down payment or not. And it ended up working out exactly how I predicted it would. So I ended up using that down payment that I was going to put on my Hellcats onto my house here. And yes, my payments are high, but my credit isn't, my credit wasn't bad. So I got a decent rate at around like 3.4, I believe. And I've seen people, it gets way worse than that. But obviously not the best APR, but for what my credit was at the time, I couldn't complain. I don't have the best credit. I think I got like mid sevens or something like that. Now, obviously not the best credit, but it's good enough to, get a decent rate. So can't complain there. And the lesson I got for you there is just shop around for your before you make the purchase. Try to shop around for the best APR you can. Go to different banks, go to different credit unions. Most of the time the dealer would have a rate, but it's usually a stipulation for, getting those rates. Like, the Dodge Power Dollars, they gave you all this money on top of a vehicle, and I believe on certain Ram, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler products, they had 0% APR for however many months. But the only way you could get that was with a certain down payment or something, and it was only on certain vehicles, and most of the things I wouldn't want anyway. So it's just things you gotta look out for. But if one of those deals are on the vehicle and you get that 0% APR on the vehicle that you want, then by all means take advantage of it. Use the dealer financing or use whoever is going to get you the lowest rate. Shop around for the lowest APR. It will be my lesson for that, or one of the lessons that we can take from that. And as for not doing a down payment, the only reason I would say don't do a down payment is not doing a down payment is because I've mentioned before, is a depreciating asset. It's going to go down over time. You're going to be just fighting. The interest rate is just going to be eating into your equity, and the more you drive the car, the more you own, the longer you own it, it's just going to fight down on that equity. So you just be dumping money into a depreciating asset versus saving that money, investing, trading, buying a house, you know, things that appreciate over time. And there's just so many ways that you can do it. So just do your research. That's my biggest thing. See where your money could work the best for you. And we all know that it's not a car. This is like the worst investment possible. So don't go dumping, you know, all your money into a vehicle when, you know, you sit out here, you're 20 something years old, you got, you know, 20 grand in your pocket. Just use that money wisely. You know, you can dump it on the house and then 2-3 years later sell that house and that 20 grand end up bringing back 50 grand. Who knows? I can tell you for sure that 20 grand will get you nowhere near 50 grand on any vehicle that you're looking at. I guarantee you that. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Just a few lessons that I've picked up throughout my vehicle purchases over the years. Obviously, that's just my experiences over the years. If you're, you know, some guru out there who knows all about car buying, please feel free to chime down in the comments to help pass this knowledge along. You know what I'm saying? A lot of young kids out there getting strapped into 10% APR cars, throwing down 30 grand on a depreciating asset. I see comments like this all the time. I'm actually going to see if I can find some screenshots about this. In the Facebook groups, man, I will see comments and stuff all the time about people or posts. And people wanting to know, you know, how do you get lower payments, yada, yada, yada. And there's just so much bad information coming from both sides. Some people are actually smart. Like I see people who see like how I saw this was not putting a huge down payment on a depreciating asset. That's just dumb. If the bank is willing to give you money, use their money just to get that car that you want. You know, that makes sense. That speaks volumes. That just made a lot more sense to me than using your own money to fund this depreciating asset, and you're just gonna lose money over time versus the bank's money to, you know, get this car that you want, not putting any money down, and, you know, and sure, it's still a depreciating asset, but that's not your money going to waste. You put your money on, you know, a house or something that appreciates over time. That's your money. That's coming back to you. It's not going to the bank. Versus a vehicle which is just going to depreciate over time, and then you're watching your money just go out the window. You know what I'm saying? A lot better ways to spend it. And I see comments all the time and people that agree with me, and it's hilarious, man. I thought that maybe I thought about this the wrong way, but once you see people who are like-minded and think like you, it makes you feel good about yourself. Like, oh, okay, I figured this out on my own. But, you know, I wish I would have had these types of comments and stuff on and read this type of stuff freaking 10 plus years ago from my very first vehicle purchase. But hey, you live, you learn, and that's what this video is all about, man. Just passing on what I've picked up over the years down to you guys, or maybe it's your first purchase, maybe it's your 13th purchase. I don't know, but at the end of the day, I hope you're taking something from the video. And if you're not taking anything from the video, maybe you're a guru out there who's been purchasing cars all your life. Drop some knowledge down in the comments, man. Let the kids know, let me know, hey, I can still pick up a thing or two. Lord knows I don't know everything. I don't know much at all, actually. But what I do know is what I'm passing on to you guys, and I hope you guys take something from the video, man. Take it with you into your next vehicle purchase, like I said, and that's really all I got for you guys, man. If it's your first time stopping by, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you guys get a notification when these videos go up. Go to the Instagram channel, Load376Slow, all one word. I'll put it down in the description. And until next time, to you, I'm out. Peace.